can like go on and watch YouTube videos and be like, oh, there's like I can now it's like every 12-year-old's a songwriter because they go on and watch YouTube and they're like.
But are they a good songwriter?
Some of them are. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Some of them aren't.
A lot of them aren't. I'd probably say most of them aren't, and then the ones that are just like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. No, it's just it's the same way. Same way with comedy. You see a lot of bad, and then you're like, what's going on there?
Are there like 12? I feel like there aren't 12-year-old comics though.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Oh sure.
But they don't know. I feel like comedy, you have to have like your life has to get crazy first before you can be funny.
That's what I think. But that's the people don't. Here's the thing. And I've said this on the show, and I think I said this to our mutual friend Beth Lapidus.
Yeah.
This is the reason I met you, because I saw you at an Uncabaret show.
Yes.
I haven't been on a cabaret show in a long time. Went for the comics. They were good. I mean, she always has a stellar lineup of comics.
I love it.
But what blew me away was you
as
the musical guest. You sang a song, and we're still trying to figure out what that song is. But my friend Ruth, who came with me, was sobbing next to me, and I was holding back tears myself. It was like literally out of Mulholland Drive. Like you were singing, and she was sobbing, and I was holding back tears and holding her. That's how moving it was.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It was cathartic. You saw how she came up to you after the show.
Yeah.
And how I came up to you after the show. It was a very. I mean, it's a different. I mean, it's not comedy, but it's a different. I mean, when you affect people on that level, when you make them cry. I've made people cry. During my one-man shows, not everything is my act is comedy.
Right.
I've made people cry, and I sort of feel bad. And also, I've done poetry readings where I've made people cry. And once again, it's a mixed feeling.
Yeah.
You don't want them to cry, but then you're glad that they share that experience with you.
Oh, I think
you touch
it's
that
good
emotion.
for them.
Yeah.
It's good for them because like that's why people go to see art. Because like they want to feel something.
Right.
I mean, not everybody. Some people go to see like Justin Bieber or something, and they're probably not there to have like a cathartic experience.
Right.
But a lot of people go to see art because it's like they maybe can't access their emotions the way we can, you know, and which is like a blessing and a curse. It's like great, it's great to be able to like access all of your emotions all the time, and it also sucks.
Right.
So, but that's what artists are good at, you know. Like that's what we can. That's like what we have to give is to like connect people with the stuff that they might not just readily connect with otherwise. So I think it's good. I mean, I've never had anyone come up to me angry that I made them cry.
No.
Like it happens a lot actually, and
they usually give you a big hug.
Yeah,
a big
they're
long
like,
hug.
thank you, you know, and they're like, it's like they felt something, and it's not always that they're crying because they're sad, you know, it's like they're crying because they're moved.
Right.
And so that's not bad. Like I love when I see. I mean, I cry I cry at everything. I cry at like commercials.
Yeah.
There's, it's like My husband laughs at me all the time because we'll look over if there's any moment in a movie or a TV show or anything that's even mildly touching. He'll just start looking at me like just waiting to see if I'm crying. And I always am. He just teases me. You know, he likes to tease me and like make fun of me for crying. I cry at like, dog adoption posts on Facebook.
Cop Rock.
I probably would cry at Cop Rock at this point. I mean, maybe not. No, I think I would just love Cop Rock.
Right.
I just would love it.
Yeah.
Stephen Bochco, if you're listening.
I think Stephen Bochco passed away, but
oh shit.
Yeah, that's anyway. But what I was going to say is, I told Beth when she was on the show, and I told other guests that in this day and age, because music, and we're going to talk about this because this has a lot to do with you.
Yeah.
Because you are, don't take this the wrong way. You're the Dane Cook of music.
Really?
And let me tell you why. And
help me out with that one.
Okay.
Isn't he like a total bro?
No, this has nothing to do with the acts. He found a way on MySpace to remarket comedy.
I see.
And whether you like his act or not, and actually he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And his act is his act. It's high energy. I'm not that into it, but he found a way online to connect with fans and to really become a superstar.
Right.
And really sell. And you were a pioneer.
Yeah.
You paved the way for Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that's true. I mean.
Let me, people don't know, let me explain. Well, and other people as well. But in 2006, you were the #1 musical artist on YouTube.
Yeah.
You had a song that was inspired by Al Gore.
Yep.
And the Inconvenient Truth movie.
Yep.
And Say It's Possible. And I'm glad I got that right. I was just like, if I get that far.
You're killing it.
Yeah. So
killing it.
okay. So Inspired by the Inconvenient Truth, Say It's Possible. You put the video out on YouTube, and it just exploded. Yeah. People responded to you, and they came out with their own videos and their own cover songs, and it just became a big sensation.
Yeah.
And why do you think that song resonated with people of all the songs that were on YouTube at the time?
I think it was a couple things. I think there's a lot of things. I think it was partly about the song. I think then it was also partly about seeing this girl who was like sort of relatable, and people going, oh wow, maybe I could do that too. You know, I think it was inspiring to people to see someone doing something that nobody was doing, and they're like, oh well, she's sitting in her apartment, you know, with a guitar and just like putting these videos up. Maybe I could do the same thing, you know. Right. I think that was what a lot of it was. I think I think the song's a good song, but like it had to be more than just that, you know.
Well, I mean seeing you live, and seeing everything that I've been all the media and all the things I couldn't imagine anybody looking at you and saying, oh, I could do that.
Well, your voice you'd be surprised.
Your voice is so distinctive and so ethereal. And I was going to ask you, obviously you've had training, you've had classical training, you've had opera training, but the voice, it's unlike any voice I've ever heard.
Oh, thank you.
And I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person to tell you this. I mean, there's a trained quality, but there's something indefinable.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who you sounded like, and I was listening to other. I actually went and started listening to Beth Orton and other people, and I was like, she doesn't sound like her at all, but there's that weird quality.
I think I sound, some people have said that sometimes there's a quality that sounds a little bit like Dolly Parton, which I take as like a super compliment.
I know, that's one of your heroes.
I love her. And then another one, like I'm just thinking of anybody's ever said I sound like, another one would be Patty Griffin. People
I can see that
I sound a little bit like a little bit like Patty Griffin, a little bit like Emmylou Harris, and a little bit like Dolly Parton is what I get a lot.
Okay.
I mean, not a lot, but like.
It's very country, but it's not country.
But I don't sing country music.
You don't sing country.
No.
So do you think that's what it is? You're bringing that country dynamic to.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know. I think I was also just really, really like relatable. Really, and I think it was. I don't know, you know, I think it was also like this lo-fi quality in my videos, which was just purely not, it was not intentional at all. It was like, I didn't have lights, so I took a lamp and I tipped it over, and it like made this really like bright shadow on my face, and like, it was just kind of like, I had this curtain from Target in the background, and like, and I think it just, people, I don't know, you know, who knows why something connects with people, right?
And it's so weird. I mean, it's so weird in 2018 to think of all of the artists on YouTube. Because now YouTube has a music channel. They're streaming. You were number one. P. Diddy was number two. Which I can't believe he was that number two in 2006. So okay. I mean, you were higher than Metallica. You were higher than Guns N' Roses. You were higher than.
They hadn't discovered it yet. I mean,
than Britney Spears. You were higher than everybody.
Those people weren't going to go on and make YouTube videos. You know what I mean? What happened was like the major labels then found out about it, all the labels found out about it, and just it became another platform.
And they started putting their videos,
Yeah, so it's like then, you know, but for a minute it was like actual like people that you could discover, that, you know, there wasn't money behind it, it was just like actual people doing something, and we had a chance to be seen and heard as well, which was really nice, because now you can't cut through. You know?
Just tell me about it.
Yeah, it's like there's so much out there that like anything that breaks through at this point usually has a ton of money behind it. And even if it looks like, even if they say it doesn't, it does.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there is the odd exception here and there, but I don't know anybody.
But based on that.
Yeah.
Because I saw an interview that you did on the Today Show.
Oh yeah.
Years ago.
Was I wearing like a horrible green dress?
I don't recall, but.
With really bad hair, and they made me look orange.
Is that what happened? I don't know.
They do your makeup, you know.
No, I know.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the guy seemed like really befuddled, and it was so weird to I mean, because YouTube's so much a part of our lives now.
Yeah.
That like it was so like.
Yeah.
It was so weird to go back then. It's like, wow, they got these kind of things on YouTube.
Yeah.
Look at this OK Go video. That's amazing. I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay. And that had money behind it. You could tell.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think, right?
Yeah, I mean, somebody was choreographing them. Yeah,
the
production value was fine. But you were thinking. So based on this, from what I understand, and so you signed to a major label.
Yeah.
Island Records signs you.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
You know, a historic label. Bob Marley was on it. U2 was on it.
Yeah.
And
this is Island in the UK. People
Island in
think
UK.
Island here is like Island